This
There's
is
Claude. Hey,
this is
Claude.
live. This is live action role play with Claude and Justin.
Is this a private party or can anyone join?
Well, it's kind of a mix of it's a mix of different individuals. Some that maybe belong and some maybe that don't. You know.
There you go. All my friends are on here. Tim, Rob,
That's right.
Sam. Tim's on twice. He has a twin. Tim's always on 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I like that.
Hey, Justin, did you see my post on the Zoom group?
Well, you make so many wonderful posts, but the one about the post-it note.
You see, what do we call that?
Little stroke.
Thank you.
So that's a coaching client or like a real estate consulting client?
Yes and yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a double hitter.
Right. There you go.
So you find a little old phone number way under your desk here. You're finally once a year I clean.
Right.
What's the one thing that no man ever touches? A vacuum cleaner. Yeah, so I'm going under there and this pops up way in the crevice and what the hell? Let me call. Can't hurt to talk to somebody, right? All I can do is embarrass myself, right? And they got a problem. Hey, I can help you with that problem. I got a few ideas, suggestions, and then boom.
Nice.
It was a great conversation. It was just sometimes you just get lucky.
Claude, what was their? Can you share with us what was with that? You don't have to tell us your name, but tell us what their motivation was. Was it the same as when they wrote the note or when you wrote the note? Or
I
changed.
I didn't have a clue. All it was a name and a phone number.
That's why I'm asking. Yeah.
Yeah. I just call. Hi, I'm a little embarrassed. I got this name and number here. Is this, did you call me or is this about real estate or something? He goes, is this Claude Diamond? He says, yeah, it was like 8-9 months ago or so. It was last year. That we got in a conversation. He's an investor.
Wow.
And you got to stop. And the amateur guy would right away. What would the amateur guy do right away when he gets somebody nice, warm, friendly on the phone, a potential prospect? What's the amateur do right away? Presentations. Exactly. Hey, let's go to the slideshow and do all that. And what do you think goes in the mind of the prospect right away?
What is he trying to sell me?
Oh, yeah, man, where's the garlic and the cross? I got a vampire guru here or something, And, the thing about it is, you turn it around like a psychiatrist would. Gee, or a doctor or a lawyer. Say, gee, what's your biggest challenge? What's your problem? Tell me about this deal. What's going on? Well, it's sitting empty. It's costing me money. And everything. And I said, did you ever consider doing a rent to own? A lot of people are sick of renting, but they can't afford to buy right now. The interest rates are high. The purchase price is high. The deposits are high. And I said, why don't you do a rent to own? Well, how do I do that? Oh, I'd be glad to help. You wouldn't want a free contract, would you? Little negative redirection. Of course he said yes. And everything like that. And I can help you with this deal. And then I don't want to take up Justin's time here. It just evolved. It was it was just dumb. Even a blind old dog can smell up a bone once in a while, And so what's my point? What should we be doing every day, Mr. Logan? What should we do? See, I got his attention. What should we do every day to make money? What's the one thing we can all do?
Ask for the sale. I pick up the phone.
Pick up the phone and ask for the sale.
Mm-hmm.
I make offers to everybody.
Yep.
I make offers all the time. Even when I know, Justin, do you do that too? Even when I know they don't have they're going to say no. You just know it sometimes. Once in a while, you're surprised. They don't have the money. But should you make an offer anyway to even if the person you think has the lowest chance of saying yes? Should you try?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you,
never-
Justin?
Yeah, you never know, do you? You really don't. You can't judge a book by its cover, Mama used to say, and you can't judge a prospect by the way he or she looks, or maybe even how he or she acts, or how he or she sounds. You have to ask adult questions and get adult answers. And I think I want to just throw this out here for everybody. A great place to start, if you haven't picked up this book out of the archive, there, you are a member of Claude's group, of course. Naturally, I'm speaking to you. This here is the book you probably want to begin in, and it is amazing as far as laying out the guts formula step by step. And then also, guys, there's a really cool video course. I don't know if you know, but a really, really cool video course in the same archive where he goes through in these little short pithy videos.
Oh, yeah, the pithy video file. Yes.
Yeah, and you go through the rules, and then you go, well, what is guts? What is selling? What is the guts formula? What is the rules? And then you go into the actual formula, and these all of them. There's probably 30 something videos, but they're really short, pithy little videos. And somebody was asking me the other day. They said, Justin, how did you? You're really good with guts, Justin. And I was like, that's always a compliment. Thank you, everybody, for saying that. But they asked me, what is it you studied and all this? And I give people little gold nuggets and stuff, but this is really where I began, is this book right here. And then that little short pithy video course. If you haven't done that short pithy video course or this book, then you really haven't started, right? You started in third grade instead of kindergarten. And you really need to start in kindergarten, because those books really are the foundation, I believe, of the actual growth process here. And so once you've done that, then the rules books, oh my gosh, they make way a lot of sense. Okay. And they are really, really, really going to make you an expert, because you've got the foundation to put the rules and, expand upon, which the rules will make you a tough mofo.
This is my favorite book out of all of them. The Godfather Close, Don't Pee on My Back and Tell Me It's Raining, Never Get Into a Pissing Contest with a Skunk, the Break My Heart Rule,
Mm-hmm.
the Boo Frack and Who Rule, Can You Qualify the Prospect in 3 minutes? I have made a decision, Mr. Prospect. That is one of my favorite closes.
I use it all the time too, Uncle Claude. You taught it to me. Thank you for that. Hopefully, sorry everybody, that was really, unashamed. Just, I'm just brash about just pitching my love for Uncle Claude.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
It's really because it's been so effective for me, everybody. And I feel like sometimes people just need a little direction, like, hey, check this book out, check this whole thing. So that's why. But I don't mean to be an ass kisser. Okay.
No, I love your ass kissing. It's good.
Uncle Claude.
Oh, it's all wet back
Over,
there.
let me kiss that ass.
Guys, get a room.
That's so funny. It's just, hey, by the way, Justin, you've got some fellas in here who there's 2 people in these rooms. Did anyone in this room receive?
Oh, well, maybe that's who I'm talking to then, because if they're just now getting those.
I'll have to check my
guys?
mailbox. I haven't got it yet. I'll have to check the mailbox.
Check your mailbox. You millennials, you never check your mailbox. I swear to God.
Oh yeah.
I got another one, by the way.
Another one.
Another close. Another close.
What do you mean by another close? I'm not sure if I understand.
I closed another one, another live one from that thing that we've been talking about. So I got 2.
You didn't make any. You didn't make any money or anything.
Just a little bit, but it's more of the practice. It's a little bit of money.
What's wrong with a little bit if you do it repetitively?
Absolutely. We're going after the skill.
To that.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That
McDonald's
was a big mindset shift for me.
Yeah. Tell your success stories, guys. Chris, you got one too.
I want to hear about it.
Yeah,
Rob,
sure.
Rob and Chris both. Yeah.
Rob, you can go ahead first. I'll follow you.
All right. Well, Claude knows about this. I learned about high ticket closing. Okay. And then I jumped into this offer that I can sell this closing academy type of thing. So I've been kind of doing that gig, which I was fortunate enough to be given a CRM, which only a handful of people have. So that's a godsend to make these calls in the CRM and selling these inbound leads. So I've been using that as my practice and just talking to these people, setting appointments, and then doing my pitch and all that kind of stuff using all the sales stuff that I've been learning. And yeah, I sold or closed on 2 different people, 2 different occasions. I had 2 other appointments yesterday, and
Wow.
they're I don't have the money thing. There are people, all these broke people coming in the pipeline. Anyway, they're in. It's just that they don't have the money yet. So I got to work through that and then wait till they get the paycheck. All that. I try my best using guts, lock them in, whatever. But you can't squeeze lemon out of an onion. So I'm
Sure you
like,
can.
they don't have credit. The credit sucks.
You got to get a commitment of some kind, right?
I did. I said, hey, just tell me no, man. Anytime people tell me that they're gonna come back in 2 weeks, it's really a no. Come on, be honest with me. You know, and they're like, no. I really want to do this, you know.
Okay, let me re-say it. You got to get consideration of some kind. Okay, it can't be a verbal commitment. This has to be a $20 bill. It has to be, hey, here's my gold watch. Hold it for me until I get the money. It's got to be something.
All right. So I asked the CEO because he's willing to put 200 down. One of them.
Okay, there you
I
go.
said, I asked the CEO guy, which I have, you know, I am with, and he said, no, we're not going to take any piddly amount. It's not worth the chargebacks and all the risk. So he wouldn't take the $200, you know, whatever. And I'm not going to have him pay me or whatever. So I'm like, what do I do? How do I get the
Why-
money?
Why not have them pay you?
So it's your boss. That's the problem.
Well, he wouldn't kind of, you know, he didn't want to take a $200 risk.
I'm saying company
charge.
policy. The
Oh, you
company
take it.
policy is the problem.
You
Really?
take them.
Just take
You
it.
take them. Yeah.
He PayPal's me.
Anybody who gives you money, take it. You can always give it back.
That's true. Just have him pay me. And then I pay him back after he checks in. I'll just give it back to him. Whatever.
Did everybody see the little light bulb just go on top of Rob's head?
I didn't know I was allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Hey,
Wow. Wow.
what's it feel like when you have $200 in your pocket that you just earned? Only 2, maybe only 200.
But I don't own the company or the offer. It doesn't matter, right? Just
There's a great expression. Justin, you want to read my mind and tell them what I'm going to say next? Or
Well, you know, Uncle Claude, you have such a big mind. It's hard to ferret out what genius may
big
be
e-
able to
big
pour
ego.
out.
it's
Hey.
better. Here's the rule. And I really
Isn't that
live by
ass?
this. I've gotten into a lot of trouble with this rule, but I've also made a lot of money with it. It's better to ask forgiveness than beg permission.
I'll take it, man.
What's the worst that could happen? You give it back.
Right.
You get out your boo-hoo tissues and say, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I made a sale and I took the money." And
Right. Or if he says, why is this going to you? I'm like, hey, you said you're
Why not?
serious. I'll give it back to you when
Yeah.
you come back next
Yeah.
week. Exactly.
yeah, always get some skin in the game.
Dude,
can't-
I'm going to email him right now and say, hey, here's my PayPal.
There you go. There you go. And the
Right.
balance, and just be specific, and the balance will be in 2 weeks on Friday, the 20, whatever. And we'll take care of everything. And if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. I'm here to help you. Does this guy love you now?
Right.
He loves you. Why? Platonically. Because it's the one thing we don't get, we're lacking in this society. We're doing commitment, accountability, personal. You know, when you go to somebody and they make you feel special, Justin, how important is it to think big but keep your business small?
Yeah.
What do I mean? What do I mean?
Huge, very big, very important concept, because the individual customer is the most powerful person in the entire business because he has the money. See, that's my opinion. All right. So if I can make the individual prospect happy every time, I get great reviews. You know what happens when I get great reviews? I get more sales.
Mhm.
You know what happens when I get more sales? I'm really working for another great review, and then I get another great review, and you know what happens? I get more sales, and it's a
Right.
never-ending prosperity circle.
It's amazing. You got two more success stories. I invited Brent over here because he's got a success story too, but Chris goes next. Chris is just, he's knocking it out of the park, right? Chris, do you know Chris, Justin? Do you guys know each other?
I don't know if we've met, Chris. I'm Justin. Nice to meet you.
Introduce.
Yeah, no, we haven't met before either, but yeah, nice to meet you. Yeah, my name is like Chris says, you know, I have a company called Virtual Wholesaling Made Simple, and basically what I show people how to do is to wholesale houses from home anywhere in the country and make $20K a month. So they could do it like even if they have a full-time job, no team, you know, even less than $1,000 a month in marketing. So we help them get it done.
Wow.
Tell us about, tell everybody your recent success story.
Yeah, sure. So I had, this is really funny because before the gut system and before meeting with Claude, this is a client that I would have just said, okay, well, come on back to me when, you know, it's a better time. It doesn't sound like it's the best time, but just, you know, we'll set up a time for me to follow up with you or something like that. And we all know what happened there. It had been the endless cycle of following up and then ignoring the calls and then come to find out he moved forward with a different program or something, right? So
that's a heartbreaker. Isn't that the biggest heartbreaker in the world?
Yeah, I had it happen before I met you, so I know how it feels firsthand. So anyway, so this was a guy that I met with. He heard me speak at an event, and he reached out, you know, and the call was going really well. Kind of went through everything, and then we got down to a coaching program and the investment. So I talked to him about my one-to-one coaching program. He wasn't able to do that financially, and so I told him about this other program that I have, which is a group coaching program, right? And the group coaching program is $8,000 right up front, and then $197 a month, right? And so he said that he didn't have the $8,000, right? And we kind of got down to the fact it was the money because I asked him, you know, this isn't the money, is it? And he says, yeah, it is. He's like, I just don't have the $8,000. I could, you know, come back to you in like a couple of weeks or a month when I get another paycheck, and then we could do it then. And so from there, basically, you know, I've made a decision, and I've you know, I've decided I'd like to take you on as a client. You know, if we were able to come up with a payment program that fits your budget, maybe a little bit down and something per month, is that something you'd be open to? You know, and he says, well, yeah. So long story short, he put down $5,000, and then I financed $3,000 at 0% interest over the course of 12 months.
Wait a second. You just said he put down $5,000 like you're walking the Chihuahuas down the street or something. That's a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was awesome. I mean, you know, and the thing is, I let him say the number too. I didn't tell him, hey, do you want to do 5,000? I said, you know, what type of down payment do you think would work for you? And he goes, I don't know, 5,000. I thought he was going to say $1,000 or something, but he said 5,000. And so I'm like, oh, okay, great. Then why don't we go ahead and do this? We're just going to do the 5,000 today, and then we'll finance the 3,000 at 0% interest over the course of 12 months. And then gave him what his new monthly payment, which would be. So in the end, it worked out to him paying $5,000 down and then $447 a month for 12 months. So I got the upfront pop and then also monthly passive income from it.
Nice. Good job.
Thanks.
How good does that feel? Is that the
winner.
second best feeling in the world when you make money like that? Tell me how good does that feel?
Oh, I mean, it feels amazing. I mean, I can't tell you how much opportunity I've left on the table before even just learning the money. The money close here is just worth it all. And just in that by itself. I mean, that was the biggest objection I was coming across. I'd get people to connect emotionally to the program. They love it. But we get down to the money, and then it would always be like, oh, and it'd be like ripping the heart out of their chest because they want to do it, but they just can't, you know? And so knowing what we can do here with taking a little bit down and something per month, that just opened up a whole set of doors and a lot of people I need to call back and follow up with.
Yeah, good. Nice going, man.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Justin, is it okay if Brent shares for a minute his success?
Yeah, he put a couple. He said he's got a couple deals in the chat room there. That's yeah. Of course, we naturally want to hear about that.
Brent, introduce yourself.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on. I'm Brent Bowers. I got to run really quickly. I got to have lunch with my 7-year-old son here in just a few minutes at school. But yeah, I was having like, you know, since I met Claude, I think I've done like 180 180,000 or no, 168,000 in gross enterprise value. So down payment and monthly, or I'm sorry, accounts receivable. Hopefully they all pay. But that's awesome. Like I love you just made my day just hearing that success story. Happy to hear you're getting $8,000 total and a monthly recurring for coaching. Like I need to charge more, I guess.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, wow.
I hope Claude never charges more though. Like that, like that's
Yeah, Claude's not allowed to charge more.
yeah. I hope his price doesn't go up, but yeah. So I was having a really slow 2 weeks. We went on vacation and gator hunting, and I don't know, wasn't feeling good. I was just like depressed. I think I haven't made a sale since like September 1st. And then I just made 2 back to back this morning by just getting on the calls and really using the agenda, the qualification, the close, and the button up. And then I just made another call just now. Like I made the guy an offer he couldn't refuse for today only. So he already signed up, paid full, and he's also going to affiliate with my program because Paul Lizelle is his name. He's got a podcast and YouTube channel, so he wants to affiliate now. So
wow, great.
Yeah, good
Super.
day.
Yeah.
What's the one thing you're doing different, that you weren't doing before?
I wasn't doing any of this before. Plus, I wasn't getting on the phones. I was leaving it to Wholesaling Inc. As my publisher to make all these sales. And that was like going, I mean, no offense against Wholesaling Inc. It was just my sales guy getting too fat and happy. But I started getting on the phone, and then I knew exactly what to say on the phone. And it's like, I just, so Claude, tomorrow, I'm super excited for our call tomorrow. It's going to be me and Hava's brother, Micah, because we just launched the Florida, the land inheritance list. Micah got 20 calls yesterday. I'm sorry, 15 or 20. He said 20, then he said 15. Didn't close any of them. I said, oh my God, you got to talk to Claude. Like, and Hava's setting the appointments for him. I was like, Hava needs to be selling this, not you.
Right. Right.
So,
Just getting back to, thinking big
Awesome.
and acting. When I hear a lot of the gurus, I watch my competition and a lot of other videos and stuff, and they're always using that word, trickle down, click funnel. Oh, the one word that really triggers me. Oh, we've got to scale our business. No, or it's a numbers game. Now, these mean different things to different people, but these kind of words trigger me. Why?
Because it overcomplicates the process.
Yeah. Keep it simple.
Yep.
If, everybody wants to be, the thing about it is, and Justin, you could speak to this too. I mean, because you run a very accountable business. You talk to people every day, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Every day.
And the end result is this, Justin is very successful. It's the truth.
Yeah, guys, I'm a unique guy. I think I am pretty lazy. I'm very fat and happy. I'm very well taken care of, and it's such a good feeling because I remember a time in my life when I was very stressed out about it. Extremely stressed out about it and not sure where the money was going to come from or how it was going to ever work out. And now what's great is I have a skill that I can use to create money by talking to people. Okay. I have something I can sell and I have a way to talk to them. So it works out wonderful for me. It makes this business more fun for me.
Yeah.
Because
mind me
before
asking,
then it was just a friggin' nightmare. Yeah.
is it from the real estate deals, or you've expanded it into like other arenas, like coaching and other things? What would you say has been, the change maker?
Well, money's funny because when you get it, you need to do something with it. So, I do real estate first. I do coaching. I also am a retailer. I'm a eBay power seller. I'm other things in life too. I have other businesses. So like, I just really, I use it everywhere. I mean,
Okay.
I use it in absolutely every aspect of my life. So I would start with one, but that's the beauty of guts, is you can expand from, once you learn the formula, you can use it to sell this, you can use it to sell that, you can use it to sell this other thing, because the formula will interchange with any industry or any product or service that you have. That's the beauty of it all. So I what really makes me a master, if and I don't mind really calling myself a master salesman, I'm a champion closer too. Okay. But here's the thing. What makes me so is that I know a formula that I can interchange with any product or service, no matter what it is, at any time of day, to any customer or any prospect, as long as they understand the language I'm speaking. Okay. So that there is worth what, I mean, people ask me sometimes, they're like, hey, was Uncle Claude worth the money? Cause he's expensive. Okay. Well, let me ask you, would it be worth it if you understood that I didn't know how to make money, and then I learned how to talk to people to learn to make money? So I have already made tens and tens and tens of, I don't know, maybe 100 times what the commitment financially to Uncle Claude was, because of what I've learned with Uncle Claude. Okay. But then I also tell people, hey, listen, if you don't do it, you're not going to get shit. Okay. Because it won't work. All right. So I worked it, and I worked it hard, and I still work it hard. And then I still find myself getting off base and getting lazy in the call. Okay. And then you know what you got to do? You got to get back on the phone with Uncle Claude or do a Zoom, and you got to say, Uncle Claude, I didn't close the last 3 appointments and I need help. And he's going to say, okay, well, let's do what's happening. And now you know what you do. You tighten up the screws a little bit. You go back and you start winning again. And you just keep going around and around like that. And you keep making money. It's fun. I'm sorry, I'm talking too much, everybody, but that's my experience. And I love Uncle Claude, and I love what Guts has done for me in my business. And I don't mean to, again, kiss everybody's ass, but or Uncle Claude's, but
No,
that's reality for me. So,
I have a
I don't know.
question.
Great.
Uncle Claude's got his hand up.
I got my hand up. Imagine for a moment, you lost everything financially, the house, the car, you were on the street, you had your health, and you had your knowledge, all your knowledge of sales. But you're stripped naked, basically. Bad visual, I know. And how long, here's the question, how long would it take you to be a winner again, to be back on top, to be generating income and be a 1%er? How long, if you lost everything, but you had thank God you had your health, and you had a phone, and you had your knowledge, how long would it take you to be back on top again?
1 hour.
I love that answer. Justin, what do you think?
Yeah. Are we naked on an island? Is that what the scenario is?
I'm just,
Two more variables.
I'm sorry. I started daydreaming when I was naked on an island, and then what, are we back to working now?
If
What's happening?
I want to change my answer.
We're naked. All you got is a phone.
Oh, okay.
Okay. This is it. You got kicked out of your house. Your wife, kids, and your 5 chihuahuas are living at your mother-in-law's house. And all you've got is your knowledge, your health, and a phone. How long would it take? How long would it take you to get back on top again, start making money, and put your finances and everything back together again?
Can I change my answer?
You said an hour. That you want to change your answer from an hour?
If I'm naked, probably about 10 minutes. But if my wife's naked with me, I maybe give it an hour and a half. I don't know, maybe 30 minutes.
Hey, do you have the 3-minute timer with you or not? Uncle Claude's got 2 of them for a deserted island where he's naked.
It's really, what's the purpose of that? What's the purpose of that question? What is success?
Well, I think the purpose of the question is it's asking, where does the pressure lie in the money making process? And really, I mean, there's a lot that can be said about it, and by a lot of different gurus, and some will argue, well, marketing, and some will say sales, and obviously you have to have somebody to talk to, but once you talk to them, if you do not have a process, then you're already sunk. Really, you're
So
shooting at you're shooting from the hip. Does anybody
So
know
is
what I
it-
mean by that?
So is it the accumulation of wealth and houses and cars and money or is it the ability to know that if God forbid you lost it, you could make it all back again because you have the form? What did you say? I think you said something before, the winning formula. Who said that? Was that you, Justin? I think it was.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah,
the
you learn how to do something so that you're never unemployed a day in your life ever again.
yeah. And
That's
they
really how I like to think of it, Claude. I'm never going to be unemployed, never another day in my life. And I've been unemployed. I've been fired from almost every job I've ever worked for
I'm a
one
hard-
reason or another. Sometimes my fault, sometimes their fault, but most of the time my fault, probably. But, I don't have to worry about that no more. And that's the best part. That's what I'm talking about, that peace of mind. Because I know as long as I can get somebody to talk to, hey, Brent, thanks, dude. I can sell something today. I can make money today. And I have done this in times where we all get unexpected bills. You know what I mean? From time to time. And unexpected things. And sometimes things happen and you're running a little low on cash and something. You need some money for something. You know what's so cool is I can make more money this month if I need to. And I have time and time and time again. And the question is why don't you do it every month then? Well, because I'm lazy and I like to play around a lot.
The thing is, you have the formula, that persuasion, influence, convincing another person, sales. Once you understand the science and the art form, and you put it into a system, that you can always make more money. You have to have you got to give people value. You got to do business honestly and ethically. You have to give them a product or a service that makes sense, because you can be the greatest emotional salesperson in the world, but nobody's going to buy a bag of shit. Well, maybe somebody.
Right.
But hey, I got this new fertilizer here. It really works well. But it to me, it's like all the education, all the school, the college, all the seminars and everything. Nobody's having this discussion that we're having right now. Nobody.
My dad's a salesman. And
Yeah.
so I grew up privileged enough to watch my dad. And in a lot of ways, he's a minister. So ministers are salespeople. I don't know if everybody realizes that, but a lot of times they're salespeople, right? So they're selling their faith or whatever. So here's the thing: we were at a garage sale for the church, a yard sale. They were fundraising, and there was this toilet bowl. The toilet seat cover. It's it just slides. It's kind of a round thing. It slides over the toilet seat. The lid. And so there's this young guy there, and he was looking at it, and he's like, "What is this?" My dad said, "Well, you know what? That's a beret. That would look really good on you if you wore that on your head. That's a French hat." That guy bought that. He was wearing that thing on his head. It was a toilet seat lid cover. Sorry, but I guess the point is that you can sell anything if you have a mind to. If you're creative.
I've got a pet rock. I got, all kinds of toys on my desk, on here. And I got it. I've got a pet rock around here somewhere. I don't know where it is. Do you guys, this might be, does anyone remember the pet rock?
I do
Okay,
remember the pet rock.
Do you remember it, Justin?
I remember the rock band too. They had a bunch of rocks together.
Or the chia pets. They have the chia.
Chia pets. I mean,
Yeah.
chia seeds. Somebody put a rock in an attractive box with a little booklet and sold a shitload of those things. What does that teach you?
What I know, right? One, when seemingly insignificantly, almost asinine idea can be, it's so simple, it can make millions. And I'm still working on that, man, because I want one of these ideas like this. Exactly, Uncle Claude. And with the sales skills that we have, unstoppable. Can I
You have
share
the-
this with the group here real quick, Uncle Claude? This
Yeah. Can
I put,
can I add something real quick?
yeah,
You
go
have
ahead.
you have the greatest product in the world, Justin, yourself.
Thank you. I appreciate that. My wife thinks so too. I hope. I've got I appreciate that, Uncle Clyde. You're right. You know, people are buying you. That's right. That's the point. People are buying you, not necessarily just your product or service. This here is I've put this together. This is based on Uncle Claude's Guts formula. And I keep this around, everybody. I'm going to put a link to this in the chat room. And if you don't have this, you might like to print it out, because it'll just put it right in your face. Maybe use it as a cheat sheet. And what it does for me is it just reminds me, because in the heat of in the heat of battle, sometimes I forget what was that third thing in the qualifications. Steve? I got the money and oh no, it's too late. I've moved on. Okay, so this kind of just helps prompt me a little. That's all. So Uncle Claude's kind enough to let me use this and share this and all that. You know what? And I don't know if you guys, I don't know if Brent, he's already left, but I was going to say, if you guys aren't licensees, let me share with you what it's like to be a licensee with Uncle Claude. Uncle Claude will pretty much let you do whatever you want to do. Okay. Uncle Claude is kind of like, hey, live and let live, and let's make money together. And that's Uncle Claude. So it's really cool. All right. So if you haven't thought about that, and if he pitches that to you at some point, you might consider it. Just throwing that out there. But it's been good for me. Okay. I don't regret it. That's all I'm saying. So this is one of these products. This cheat sheet is one of the things that kind of he allows me to do because I'm a licensee. I've manipulated the formula a little bit to create my own little cheat sheet here, and I share it around as a freebie. And he lets me do that. Isn't he sweet? All right.
The thing is, we're all investors, and we've all have experiences, both good and bad. And we're doing all this marketing, and we're talking to all these people, but we can't do deals with everybody, can we? But can we help another person, maybe based on our lifelong experiences? And can we have enough self-esteem to say, should I be compensated for sharing my time, knowledge, and energy with another person? And will that person, will they have a problem with me even asking that? It always comes back. Can you give somebody good value by giving them a solution to a problem or an idea or something like that?
Can I give you an example?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Chris. I didn't mean to interrupt you, bro.
No, I was just agreeing. Yeah, no, you're good.
I'll give you an example, and it's already occurred in this session here today, and no one really highlighted it yet. Okay. Earlier in this session, Uncle Claude was talking about various closes that he has listed in his book, and we were talking about the book in particular. So he was saying that one of those is Mr. Prospect, I've already made a decision. That one alone paid for Uncle Claude already.
Yep.
I've made more money with that one alone than, I don't know, than he was probably 5 times what he's charged me. Okay. Just that one alone. So that value there, while seemingly insignificant, because it's just a simple little close. I just told you, Mr. Prospect, I've already made a decision. That right there, what is that, 10 words? 10 words? I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars from that. Okay. So, I don't know. Sorry. I don't know. I'm just really I'm your amen corner today, Uncle Claude. I'm not normally like that, but I'm really hype on you today, man. You better soak it in.
Who said Sam, I think, said we're having a bro fest, or somebody said that today. That comes everything, we have this wealth of knowledge out there. You guys know I'm a huge fan of Robert Cialdini. And
Yes.
he wrote this brilliant book, but what I saw is that nobody took the ideas of persuasion, the social proof, the scarcity, the reciprocity, the liking and trust, and the big one, authority. No one's taking these things and applying them into a sales system per se, or a sales discussion. And authority, to me, do we want a wimpy doctor or lawyer or dentist or accountant, or do we want people who lack confidence and are unsure of themselves, or do we want people who speak assertively in our best interest?
Oh,
People who
definitely.
speak
We want an
assertively in our
expert.
best interest. They want
Yeah.
to be
Yeah, it's the latter.
confident.
And sometimes I think, no, I know people want to be led when they believe that you have their best interest at heart,
Absolutely.
which is why, this is going to be a little technical, why we always say it's okay to say no to me. Just got to say it now. But I'm telling you, you're going to make the biggest mistake of your life, Mr. and Mrs. Prospect. I've made a decision. I'm going to put you in this car, this house, this stock, this bond, this silly putty collection, whatever, silly putty collection. I've made a decision. This is what you need. These are the problems you told me. This is the solution. I've made a decision. How do you feel about that? And it's okay to say no to me. Now, do you ever hear anybody other than us here? Do you ever hear anybody speak that dramatically?
Here's another one, Uncle Claude. In a perfect world where money wasn't an issue, would you still do business with me today? Would you do business with me today if money wasn't an issue?
I'm getting a Woody here.
Woo! I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars off that one too. Okay, that's good. It's good.
Why is that?
All right.
Analyze that a little,
Yeah.
because nobody does that. Why is that such a great closing technique?
Well,
You're
because
trying to-
Claude,
You're trying to feel out their commitment, trying to see if without money being an issue, are we ready to do business? And also smoke screen, because okay, money's out of the table. Is there any reason why we couldn't do business together? And then that's when they may bring up about the spouse or whatever else that may come up.
Yeah. Most people say, if money wasn't an issue, because money's usually the number one objection, isn't it?
Yeah.
I had a guy
Yeah.
the other day. I did that close on him, and he said, I still don't know even if it was for free, I don't know if I'd want to work with you, do this deal with you, something like that. And guess what that told me at that very second? It's over. I will never close this guy. I am not going to waste another minute of God-given life on someone who doesn't see the value I'm offering. That's his right. That's okay. I just want to know it up front. I want to know it early. So, after 15, 20 minutes, I say, even if it was for free, if money wasn't an issue or a challenge to you, would you want us to proceed with this deal if money wasn't? Well, I don't really know, Claude, and everything. That tells you right then and there, you're not going to close this person. It's over.
Mm-hmm.
Claude, let me ask you a
Right.
question on that, kind of piggybacking on that, if that's all right.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say, for instance, you're talking with someone, because I had a situation kind of catch me off guard with someone that I knew a long time ago, and then we connected. She was a personal trainer at a gym that I used to work out at, and she's came to me over the years for like a lot of personal advice and things like that. But anyway, she was interested in coaching, right? And so we were talking. And I lost the sale originally because I didn't have the if in a perfect world, or imagine a situation where money wasn't an issue. So I lost sale because of that. But when I went back to her to try and get it, right, she'd already moved forward with another program. But one of the things that I was kind of struggling with is, she basically said that she went with the other program because it's a guy who's a much bigger company than I have, right? And he's been doing it a lot longer, totally different from what we do. So I think she was just kind of bought in on the hype a little bit, right? But the thing is, she was basically saying, oh, well, this guy charges this, and he charges less than you do, and he has a bigger community. Why do you charge that? And then we kind of got to the price. She's like, yeah, like if we could do like $100 a month or something like that for an hour of your time. I'm like, not gonna happen, So it was just, the call was going sideways really fast. Like she was actually being really rude, which kind of caught me off guard. I've never had anyone like do that on a call before. So, I pretty much just like kind of ended the call because I felt it was a little disrespectful too. At the same time, I didn't get emotional with it at all, but I was just like, yeah, maybe it sounds like what you're doing right now is the best fit for you. I don't think there's an opportunity for us to work together. You obviously have feelings about who you're with right now and what my time is worth, and we're just not aligned there. So I think it's best if, we just kind of go our separate ways. If anything changes, let me know, And then we ended the call, but I just wanted to see if I approached that the right way, because I just kind of felt like it was going to be more so convincing her if I had kept on.
Justin, you want me to answer that or?
Yeah, let's both talk about it if you want. I'm curious, are you advertising price or are they seeing price only when they actually get on the phone with you?
Yeah, they only see the price when they get on the phone with me.
Okay, so she's making all these judgment
end.
calls based on your conversation, like, oh, that's the price. Oh, well, so and blah blah.
Yeah, because I told her
Okay.
the price on a separate call, right? Back before I took Claude's training. And
Okay.
I know for a fact I could have gotten it based on the financial commitment close we have. But looking back now, I'm almost glad that I didn't, because I don't think she was the right fit for me.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, she's basically saying this guy has a lot more experience than you do, and his price is less. You should charge less. And I'm like, like we're going in the wrong direction here.
Yeah. I've been in the coaching business like 4 years, 5 years, maybe. I've fired maybe 4 or 5 people tops.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen a lot, but dude, I get them too. And every now and then there's just somebody that wants everything for nothing, and they're just really disrespectful, very selfish. I study psychology, and I immediately diagnose them with sociopathy and maybe a little psychopathy too. Like I'm an armchair psychologist, and I'm like, I need to get away from these people before they stalk me and murder me. Because they're crazy. But some of them are that way, and I think, fire them, man. That's my opinion, Uncle Claude. What do you think?
My favorite video, I've talked about it a couple times, is from Seinfeld. It's called Opposite George. You guys know that video? It's where George, they're sitting with Elaine and Kramer in the diner, and George has this epiphany. He says, if everything I'm doing is wrong all my life, maybe I should just do the opposite. And then Elaine says, there's this pretty girl over there. She keeps looking at you. And he says, well, why would I go to that pretty girl and talk to her? And he says, wait a second. And then Jerry says, if everything you do is wrong, the opposite would be go up there. And he goes up to her, and you got to see, and she loves him, she right away, hi, she was so glad he approached him. So what's my point? Sometimes you got to do the opposite that is expected of of a traditional salesperson. If someone came to me, go ahead, give me that, you're expensive, give me that, you're too expensive, you're much more money than everybody else. And
Claude, I just think you're way too expensive, man.
You're right. I agree with you completely. Oh God. And I've been doing this for a couple of years. Why do you think I'm probably one of the most expensive. You're right.
Yeah.
But why do you think I have so many clients who pay me? Take a guess.
I'm going to tell you exactly what she said.
Yeah. Play it real.
Well, I don't know how many clients you have. And
a lot.
And that being said, I can't speak to that situation, but all I can say is this guy has more Sky than you do, and he charges a lot less.
That's so great. You've made my day. And if money is your only this is the takeaway moment.
Yeah.
This is the guts close. If money is your only consideration, I can give you many other people who are much cheaper than me and him. I can, if money is your only consideration, I'll give you people who charge a lot less money. But why do you think they charge less? You're a smart young man. Take a guess.
Oh, I don't know why they charge less. I mean,
take a guess. You're smart. Come on.
they don't have as much experience. But she was being really tough like that, going back and forth and like,
Just have fun with it. Listen,
yeah,
there's a thing. You can get a sale, you can get you might get a contract, or
yeah.
you might get some really good practice.
Got it.
Sometimes when you know you're not going to close it, just have fun with it.
Got it. Okay.
Act in the complete opposite direction they would expect. And use that scarcity, a little bit of that scarcity. This is really working out really, because I promised my wife, we are already filled for, here it is, September, October. I'm really booked until November anyway.
Right.
And I promised my wife I'd spend more time with her and the chihuahuas and everything. You probably are helping me. I want to personally, can I send you a gift? I know we're not going to work together. Could I send you a little gift or something?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, good, great, man. What's your email and everything? Boom, send that to you. And then this is, pardon my language here, this is when you do the proverbial mind fuck. Okay. Because then you send them a gift and you put a video in that gift. And what happens when you reject another human being or you say, this is great, I really didn't want to work with you, I'm really too busy, I made promises to my wife. Justin, you're more of a psychology guy than me. What do you think you're embedding in their head for the rest of the day?
Yeah. Everybody wants what they can't have, right?
Write
That's
that down.
that's a human trait.
Yes.
That's really funny. This is great. I really didn't want to work with you anyway. I've got a lot of appointments and
Exactly. I don't have time
a lot
for
of
this.
clients, and I'm just not ready to squeeze another one in before the end of the year.
Right.
That
I
is-
certainly can't at some discounted rate
Yeah.
because I know what this program does for my customers.
Yeah.
And believe me, I don't need to discount my rate. So let me ask you, is this over or maybe there's something else that we should discuss? That's what I don't know. I've said that a lot. Is that right, Claude?
Now it's perfect. It's
Okay.
perfect. This is going back again to scarcity. You're saying my time is valuable. I only have so much. Why do you think all these people, then you go into a little social proof. Why do you think all these people are paying me that money? You're right. I'm way too much money. Why do you think I had to keep raising my prices because so many people wanted my time and I had to, and I just hated saying no. So I adjusted my price. That makes sense, doesn't it, Mr. Logan? And so then you use a little social proof, a little scarcity.
Mhm.
Okay. And then you use the authority. I've made a decision. We're probably not going to work together because you're looking, and if you're looking for the cheapest guru in town, I know there's a few programs I can recommend to you or something like that. Maybe that would help you, or maybe some books or something. Does it really, here's another close. Does money really matter? Does it really matter how much you pay somebody if you get the results that you're looking for and you recoup that money in the short term? Does it really matter? So even though I charge X amount, let's pretend for a moment, I could guarantee you that if you follow my procedures and you recoup that money in the next 30, 60, 90 days, is that a good value? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's great value.
What should we do next?
Sign it up.
See, you got to act. You can't see everybody you ever listen to all these salespeople? They all sound the same to me. They just give presentations with no emotion, no thought.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of psychology and a little acting ability in this.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I have to go, guys. Justin, I'm sorry if I intruded too much here, but this was just great, man.
Thank you, Claude.
Round of applause for Justin for doing this, organizing this.
I didn't do nothing.
I'll see you later, guys. Make some money.
Bye, guys.
Hey, see you. Bye, everybody.